Hello. Assalamualaikum guys. Welcome back to my channel. On my last episode, we just unlocked a new suspect, Ruth Forsman. She's the one that witnessed Caleb on the house. I hope her acting will entertain us all. Let's continue explore her videos.
Could you just give us a quick rundown of what happened yesterday?
Now, you asked me what happened yesterday morning already. You see, I've done this a few times. I called and spoke with Kaylee at your offices here, like they told me to. No, I gave her all of the details. Not to mention your colleague at my house before that, whose name escapes me. He tread on my daffodils. I think you need to get your ducks in order down here. What sort of an office are you running here?
This is a police station, ma'am. Now, would you mind just explaining it all to us one more time, for the record?
Oh, all right. Okay, now, it must have been about 8 a.m. No, 9 a.m. Thereabouts. When Ken and I went out for our usual walk. Oh, you don't know Ken. Ken's my dog. A basset hound. We like to go on the same route around the neighborhood every day. Sometimes he likes to go too much, and I have to tell him, no, Ken, it's not time to go yet, not yet. No, we just went. I've had many dogs, but he is so pushy. He doesn't understand that I don't like to walk so much.
Why don't we just focus on yesterday morning to start when you left your house, walked down the street?
I was just getting to that, Detective. It's not polite to interrupt people. Michael. Yes, I know your name, Michael, which you so rudely omitted. You and that Lieutenant Colton. I've known your families ever since you were little. You see, I've lived here my whole life. I knew your parents. What would they say about your manners now?
Look, we've got a house full of murdered young people, and we need to give their families some answers as soon as possible. And we've got a window that's fast closing before the media and assorted kooks descend on us like locusts.
Ah, yes. We can't have that. Our little town's got a reputation to uphold.
Okay. How long would you say your walks last?
About 30 minutes.
And you say you saw a man near the house, right?
You want to know what I saw yesterday? Okay. It was 9 a.m. or thereabouts, maybe a little before. Ken and I left the house. We went up to Seaview, over to 2nd Avenue, and down Still Point, and then back to First, like we do every day. Oh, Ken does keep me young. Always surprised by his energy. So, we came down First. It's only really a block or two back to ours. And we saw the house, 221, where the incident occurred. We saw the damage and the young man. And that was largely the extent of it. Now, what else can I help you with?
Ken. She left the dog in the house alone now?
Talk us
Isn't
through
that
this, a bit
not
slow.
okay?
So you're out walking your dog, south on First. Now, same side of the street on the sidewalk as the house?
Yes.
And what made you look at the house?
I don't know, really. Actually, no, I didn't look at the house.
You didn't look at the house.
No, it was Ken who looked first.
Your dog?
Correct.
Oh, okay, so your dog looks. Any particular reason why? Was there a noise or?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. So, what's going on at the house? What do you see?
I saw a very messy yard. And to be honest, a very messy house. Very unkempt, shameful. Now, when Mr. and Mrs. Morgan lived there originally, it was beautiful. No, not Craig and his daughter, but his parents. It was wonderfully kept. Fresh flowers, fresh paint, fresh...
Let's just stick to yesterday. So, you see anything else? A man, perhaps?
Oh, yes, the young man in the hat. Walking around to the side of the house, towards the back. Damage to the front door. A face in the window. Yes, I remember it well. I thought it was odd and went home. A few minutes later, I called.
I'm sorry. You saw a face in the window, as well as Caleb? The man in the hat?
Is that his name?
At 9 a.m.?
Thereabouts.
We have the victims listed by the coroner as all being in their locations for several hours, including Heather, right? So somebody else was walking around the house at 9 a.m. Any idea what they were doing?
I don't know, Detective. All I can tell you is that I saw a face. At least, I think it was a face.
Well, actually, your call came in at 9:22 a.m. actually. Do your walks usually take 20 minutes? Because, wow, you're a fast walker.
I'm a very fast walker. Don't forget that I own a small store as well. I have to hurry to open it every morning at 10.
Face in the window. Are there someone else in the house that night? Let's try Beanie.
The face looked rather pale. Sad looking, perhaps. Pretty. Possibly young. It was only for a second. I was far away, though, and didn't get a good look. Didn't want to stare and be rude.
Did they see you?
I think so. Actually, no, I'm not sure. They didn't move much.
And which window was this?
It was upstairs. The front bedroom, I think.
Oh, it was female then? Or a male?
Oh, well, you can never tell for sure these days. Female, I think. Fair in their complexion. Wait. No. Perhaps a male.
All right, so anything else about them that we should know? How about their hair color? Their hair length? Were they wearing anything that you remember?
I didn't see. Don't think they were wearing anything in particular out of the ordinary. Long hair, yes. Not sure what color. What was odd was that they weren't moving, rather stagnant. A long gaze. Then that boy in the purple wool hat and the black shirt, he walked around to the side. Now, he looked homeless, confused. When I looked back up to the window, that face was gone.
Window is upstairs, in front of bedroom. Let's look for it. Maybe here, or here, or here. Another culprit, perhaps. Let's try Caleb.
Now, we have a couple of photos that we want to show you. They're of different men from the area. And would you be able to circle the photo of the man that you think you saw near the house? Okay. All right. Thanks. That's really helpful. Now, are you sure that this is the one? And you've never seen him before?
No, never.
Anything else that you can tell us? Had you noticed anything odd at the house before this?
No. The stand's empty most of the time when Craig and his family aren't in town. They live in the city. The neighborhood's changed a lot over the years. People come and go, the renters, the vacationers. But the houses stay the same. The houses have an interesting history. The whole town and area does. It's a shame when out-of-towners don't respect our values.
Never seen Caleb, but Caleb said he had visit Circle's Clue. Message.
Did you ever have a young guy named Caleb come to your store or know anyone in town with that name?
No. I don't think so. I get a lot of people in my shop that were very busy.
He likely shares similar interests as yourself.
But we don't all know each other.
No?
No.
How about a guy named Colby?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No. Should I?
Let's try Ken.
My alibi? I'm not sure why you would need that. Actually, that's a bit rude. Where was I last night? I'll tell you. I was at home, sleeping, alone, with Ken at my feet, our usual time, 9 p.m.
And slept the whole night through.
Yep.
Never left or got up for any reason.
Correct.
And you never heard anything. Like windows shattering down the street.
No. And then we woke at our usual time, 6 a.m., and had some tea, tended to the garden. You know, it's nice to see the neighborhood wake up. Then I had a little read, walked along with Ken and went to my store. I'm reading that 50 Shades book.
Now the suspect with no alibi. What do you guys think?
Tell us more about your dog.
Oh, Ken's lovely. A basset hound, like I told you. We've been together forever. He's getting on in years, still has that effervescent youth about him. I brought a photo if you'd like to see him.
How old is this dog? Let's try hat.
Do you own any hats?
That's an odd question. Yes, I do.
Do you mind if we take a look at them?
No, go right ahead. Not sure how a hat will help you in your investigation.
Let's get someone over there to look at these hats.
I'm surprised. Such a weird hat. Let's try Heather.
Yes, Heather, young thing. Came into the store once with her friends.
Anything else you can tell us?
No.
Let's try book.
Yes, my store is located near the house with the teenagers. Young adults. They got intrigued by my humble store, just like anyone else who visits the town. They asked me to give them the manuscripts with ancient legends and myths of the area, saying they needed it for their schoolwork. Of course, I helped them. They're on the rack near the door. Mass-produced reprints I had printed specially. They looked like the usual tourist types, after all.
Let's try house.
Tell us more about the area. Maybe something we're not thinking about. The neighborhood? The house? Do you happen to see anyone else out on your walk?
No. The street is more or less empty of people now. Everyone's away. All but maybe 3 of the houses are empty. But yes, the houses have an interesting history. Well, it's not the houses' histories, per se. The houses in the area are quite average by today's standards and typical of other neighborhoods here. They're small houses, quaint, but do us just fine. The land is important, as you know. Why I talk of values. The neighborhood was built at the turn of the century. Oh, the last century. And before that, it was farmlands. Settlers, homesteaders, like I mentioned, came from all across Europe. My grandmother and my father owned that tract of land from the top of the hill, where the neighborhood is now, all around Dangling Rock and right down to the bay past Ascension Point. About 150 years ago, he began selling off parcels there to farmers and others, and eventually then to develop neighborhoods. My house is the last of the original farmhouses, still standing strong. The Morgans and the Bergstroms all still have original houses right on our same street. And although their houses happened to be built a few years later on property my family sold off. My grandfather didn't have much land left by the time he sold the area their houses are now, but most of the land went to the Bergstrom family, who'd already become wealthy because of the timber trade on the peninsula. Such a different time. How families can rise and fall from grace. The Bergstroms are all but gone now, apart from their daughter, Natalie. Oh, and the Morgans had their daughter, Alana, and relatives across the country, I believe.
You seem quite proud to live where you do.
I feel a certain connection to it. I've always taken care of it.
Every place needs a caretaker.
Oh, yes. I am the caretaker. All the way from Ascension Point on down.
History, eh? From a caretaker. Can't read most of it. Too small. Okay, folks, that's it for this time. Inshallah, see you next time. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.